Hi everyone, welcome to another episode by Poor Man Gamer. Today we're gonna go through how to defeat those really irritating scarabs with a variety of different decks. I've mostly been fooling around with different lineups to see what is effective and what isn't, because that's all part of the fun, right? Um, so without further ado, here we go. With this standard lineup, I'm not doing anything special. I am using a very standard Nod deck. I actually started exploring riflemen's because I actually find them to be like paper mache. I don't really like them much. But anyway, so as you can see, he rolls out a scarab right away. Right, he should have pressured me a little harder, and this is really the best counter. Some of you, I've read a lot on YouTube about spamming units, right? Spamming the riflemen as an effective counter against the scarabs. I'm going to show you guys that this is actually not the best way of doing it. And here's the reason. Okay, every single time you blow up a scarab, you got the fire going on, right? If I'm trying to rush in with a rifleman after to really clear them off quickly, they just burn to death. So look how long I have to wait for the flames to disappear before he settles down, before I can even send in a second unit. So it's actually kind of irritating, and look how quickly he got that first missile. You see that here? So this is the weakness of continuously spamming with the rifleman. You are able to clear out the scarabs. I'm not saying it doesn't work, but just look how it hamstrings you from doing anything else, and I cannot get control of the map, right? So it is possible for you to use this tactic, and what I prefer actually is combining it with a buggy, right? Or something a little stronger, like a flame troop or a shockwave troop, because what you can do is if you actually go 2-on-1 on the scarabs, you can actually take them out by sacrificing one unit and taking it out with the second. So here, let's see if I can demonstrate. No, I didn't do a very good job there. But as you can see with scarabs, all I'm doing is spamming units, and I don't think it's an effective strategy using riflemen. I think it's a lot better if you use something a little bit stronger to try to hold it, right? And as you can see here, like I almost lost a second missile. Like how embarrassing would that be? So the reason I like the buggies a lot better is because they have more health, and I'll show you later on with the second replay why I believe not buggies or the rhinos are a better counter than to the scarabs than riflemen. So anyway, here I'm basically just fooling around. There's not much to see for the rest of this video. I've taken out his scarabs. He never actually built any units. So for the rest of the game, I'm just kind of fooling around here, not doing anything. Right? I have the missile tiles. He can't beat me right now at this stage of the game. Right? Because I have complete map control. Nothing fancy to see. I'm burning his base and we get the win. Scarabs are only effective in the beginning of the game, so really what you gotta worry about is how do you recover from the beginning. Some scarab users actually do it really well and it can control the map. What you want to do is not let them control you. So I believe this is a slightly better example. So here is a second scarab match. And I do not use the Nod deck actually. It's the very next game that I play through, and I'm using GDI this time. Where am I? On the right hand side. So I open again with my barracks. I don't have a rifleman, right? I do see a scarabs there, and so my objective is to try to protect my what do you call it? Harvester. I go ahead and sacrifice one and just weaken it. I have my shockwave. I roll it down. So I'm gonna pause it here because I went a little too fast. If you see scarabs, one of the things you want to do is go to a missile tile that is not charged up yet, that is not contested yet. The reason is because scarab users want to get that first missile by charging up the missile very, very, very quickly. That's their technique and that's their strategy. What you don't want to do is give away that first missile for free. So go to the uncontested missiles, right? And that's what I did there with the shockwave. I rolled it down, and that's why I was able to take out the one on the bottom. So now he doesn't move his scarab because I don't know why, right? Too little too late in my opinion. And what I do is I engage my rhino to his flame troops. I leave my shockwave here to hold control of the map. And as you can see here, what's he gonna do, right? I just scout him out. He hasn't built a harvester yet. So now I know I have the economic advantage. I just start shooting his base for fun. I keep my rhino and shockwave there. because what do I have to lose, right? And the rest of this game pretty much just end like this. If you have a weak unit, I sacrifice. Otherwise, as you can see here, it's not much of a game. He was able to lose that match in the beginning. And we get the second missile. I form a wall. Again, game's over, right? So you want to try to move your anti-infantry units to missile tiles that are not contested yet for you to hold position. I'll show you one more replay of someone playing against with a lot of Scarabs. I think Scarabs do have their place in this game. A lot of people rip on them and they're saying it's very easy to, you know, counter and everything. I believe when used properly, Scarabs can be a very powerful unit. It just takes a very, very high skilled player. So this time I scout out. So let's take a look at the map here. Always analyze the map first. In this map, the harvesters typically go to the top. It's very, very easy to challenge the opponent's harvester. So I actually open with my barracks first before I open with anything else. I see his scarab there, and this is the primary reason why I open with my barracks first, because I wanted to scout him out. I was able to take out his scarab because my missile squad was able to do some damage. I immediately roll out a second one in case he rolls out another scarab. Fortunately, he doesn't do a great job at this. I use my missile squad. I'm just engaging his Tiberium. I should have shot more at his scarabs, but by this time I have my shockwaves rolling out, and look what I do here. I contest the top, and I immediately roll my shockwave to the bottom because I want to move to an area that he hasn't contested. So now he no longer has that missile advantage. You see that? I move to the empty spot, and I go ahead and I start pressing him. Now it forces him into an impossible position, because if he doesn't harvest, he doesn't get an economy, and my jump jet squad is just going to keep harassing him. Every time he moves his scarabs, he exposes himself to me for me to attack him. And now I finally find out, hey, look, he has a double harvester. I didn't know that. Right, but it's okay. I keep pressing him, and I'm able to get one of his harvesters. I'm still have the missile advantage. I roll out a tank in case he rolls out another harvester. A tank is going to kill off his units a lot faster. And it was the right decision because he's rolling out with a spider. Very irritating unit. I'll go ahead now and just start spamming missile squads as my sacrifice to get rid of some of his units. I'm still trying to charge up this missile, which is why I bought another shockwave in case he rolls out a scarab. And now out comes his cyborgs. I was able to get that first missile. Cyborgs are very easy to kill with shockwaves, but they are very tanky units, right? And so you want to try to go 2-on-1 on them where possible. He opens with an obelisk of light now. The whole point of trying to get this missile early, I don't know why my shockwave keeps moving around. It's because I think I'm playing on a PC to record these videos a little better, and it's hard to click around on a PC, to be honest with you. Shockwaves are great counters against obelisk of light. Always try to keep that missile going. I'm not too afraid of losing my infantry at this stage because I've got pretty good control of the map. And yeah, out comes my tank, I tile block him, and the game's over. So if you guys encounter scarabs, just remember these 3 tips. Go to the missile tile that's not contested yet. Try to get rid of the scarabs off the map as soon as possible. And pressure the harvesters so they can't build an economy. So guys, thank you for watching, and as always, have a wonderful day. Take care.